Hello, my dear students of third grade, and welcome to my new video lesson. Today we will be talking about social studies. So this is going to be devoted to social studies. So I'm going to use a short PowerPoint presentation slideshow to share some ideas, so you can write this information in your notebook. Okay, so give me a second to share this with you, my presentation. So first of all, I would like to tell you that today the idea or the objective of this lesson is to describe or see the, the physical description in terms of vegetation and animals or fauna and the physical characteristics. The most important thing about the four landscapes that we found in the tropical climate zones. And these four tropical climate zones are four, as I told you. One is jungle, the second one is the savanna, the third one is the tropical desert, which is simply desert, and the tropical steppe or simply steppe. So this is very important. Remember to pause your video, this video, to write the information in your notebook, because it's important to keep track of that information in your notebook for further works or worksheets that we can do later. Okay, so I know that some of you don't like writing a lot, but we have to do it since we don't have a book, and it's important to write because it's a way that we have to communicate each other. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to make this bigger. Okay. So first of all, where these landscapes are located on the map. Where are they? If I see a map, where they are. Okay, as you can see in this slide, they are basically between the tropics, between the Tropic of Cancer and between the Tropic of Capricorn. So I have circled that with a red circle or line, and I have highlighted in yellow the tropical areas. So this is very important. When we talk about tropical areas, don't think it's just only those places like in the jungle or places that are very green, because in this lesson we will learn that there are different type of tropical landscapes because they are located between the tropics, the Tropic of Cancer in the north and the Tropic of Capricorn in the south. Okay, so you can see, for example, areas like Mexico or Venezuela or Central America, Central Africa, part of the Sahara Desert. We can see the India, for example, the top part of Australia, etc. Okay, so tropical landscapes are located basically between the tropics, the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So everything that is in between will be considered as tropical landscapes. Okay, so let's move on to the first one. Look at these beautiful photographs. The first one is the jungle, and the most important characteristics of the jungle are two. One, that is very hot and humid with rain all year long, and with a lot of vegetation and with a variety of fauna. Okay, for example, we can see a beautiful yellow snake. We can see also an ocelot, which is a small type of, it's similar to, it's like this size. It's a little bit bigger than a domestic cat. Okay, so remember, the jungle is very hot, it's humid. When you are in the jungle, you feel your skin like wet all the time. And it rains all year long. It rains in January. It can rain in summer, in winter, It's not like here in Queridos, it's different. And because there is a lot of rain, there is a lot of vegetation. And because there is a lot of vegetation, it's a lot, and there is a large variety of fauna or animals. The second tropical landscape is the savanna, the beautiful savanna. Maybe you know a lot about the savanna if I tell you about the film, the Lion King, El Rey León. Well, the Lion King is a film that all the things that you can see there happens mostly in the African savanna. And the characteristics of the African savanna are two. The first one is that they don't have 4 seasons like here. They don't have spring, summer, winter, and autumn. They only have 2 seasons. The rainy season with a lot of rain, a lot of rain, and the dry season, which is basically very dry. Okay, and the vegetation consists basically on trees, the ones that you can see there. For example, you can see the giraffe eating the leaves from that acacia. And also we have a lot of grass. And that grass is very important because it's the basic or the main food for a lot of the herbivores that you can see in the African savanna, like zebras or impalas or kudus, or for example, the gazelles, the giraffes, the wildebeest. Okay, the wildebeest is that big animal that has, you know, it looks like a buffalo. It's very tall, very strong. Okay, so that's the wildebeest. It's similar to a buffalo, a little bit probably skinnier. Yeah, skinnier, a little bit skinnier. Like this. Yeah, yeah, but it's huge. And there is a large variety of animals, as you can see here. We can find lions, we can find a lot of birds, we can find a lot of insects, eagles, beautiful eagles, giraffes, gazelles, as I told you, zebras, and leopards, hippos, giraffes, hyenas. Well, there is a large variety. All the animals that you can remember from the Lion King, you can find them in the savannah. So that's why a lot of people, they go and they take tours and they take safaris to go there. You can find one of the most beautiful animals in the savannah. Remember, savannah, the second tropical landscape. The third one is the tropical desert. Believe it or not, the desert is a tropical landscape because it's located between the tropics. So the characteristics of the desert are very simple because it almost never rains. It's very dry, muy seco. So during the day, it's very hot. Ooh, very hot, very hot. But at night, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. For example, if you go to Calama, Calama is in the middle of the desert, of the Atacama Desert. And during the day, for example, you can find you can have 25 degrees, but at night it's freezing cold. And there is a lot of wind and it's very, very cold. So it's very strange. Okay, you have summer in the day and winter in the night. So that picture is a picture of the Sahara Desert, which is the biggest, the largest desert in the world. And it's also located mostly between the tropics. There is very little vegetation, of course, and the animals that can survive here are animals that are specially adapted to be there. For example, the camels, for example, and some snakes, some scorpions, etc. And finally, the tropical landscape number 4 is the tropical steppe. It's the tropical steppe. This is what we call in Spanish la estepa. What is that? What is that? Well, the tropical steppe is something in between. It's something in between. It's like a semi-desert. It's similar to a desert, but not a desert because you can find more grass. And you can see some characteristics. in summer is very hot, but it rains very little along the year. So it's kind of similar, but it rains more than in the desert. So that's why if you look at the picture, that picture is from the steppe in, I think it's in Mongolia. Yes, it's Mongolia. You can see that you can't see a lot of vegetation, but it looks greener, kind of yellow. I mean, you can see that there are some vegetation, not a lot, like in the jungle or in the African savanna, but there is some vegetation. So the vegetation is basically grass, and well, you can't see it here, but you can also have or see some bush or bushes, como arbustitos. And there are more animals than in the deserts, more animals that also are specially adapted to live here. Okay, so it's similar to the desert. It's very hot during the day, okay, and at night it's very cold. Okay, but in the steppe it has something very particular. In some steppes, in wintertime it can rain. Okay, so that is maybe a little bit different if you want to compare it to the desert. Okay, so this is it. So this is it. This is the lesson for today. So remember to pause the video, to watch the video as many times as you need, and look at the photographs, look at the pictures, because the pictures of the different places, of the different tropical landscapes, they can help you a lot. They can help you a lot because you watch the video and you connect it with the landscape. And remember, there are 4: the jungle, the savanna, the desert, and the steppe, okay, or steppe in Spanish. So thank you very much. Stay safe, stay positive, and keep learning a lot, because we can learn no matter the distance we have. Bye, 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 bye.